Suddenly to his dismay he found these books were not there. Just at that time the man returned, that Panditji, he came. Then these books he asked, hey, has anybody come and taken the books? Nobody knew how the books disappeared. Anyway, he had kept it written. He showed it to that. He says, sir, I am only a postman. I will convey it to the Shankaracharya. He went away. This is what happened. So, it is a wonderful place, and I myself found the attraction of Tiruvannamalai to me was 1,000 times far more potent than that of the Himalayas. And then from the scientific point of view, see, there are what are known as alpha rays, beta rays and all that. When a man goes into the samadhi state, that high ecstasy, they have found that some alpha rays or something are all more there. Normally these rays are emitted by radioactive substances like thorium and all that, which are all used for the atomic bombs and all those things, atomic things. But I read an article long back, some scientists had written, from that particular mountain, plenty of those waves are coming all along. And that is why when you go, you enjoy it. In the radioactive substances, you cannot expose yourself to alpha waves because you expose yourself to great danger. The radioactive level increases, means the cancer will come on the skin and you are gone. So you cannot enjoy it. Here is a case where the pure alpha waves are in plenty. So Bhagavan Ramana has told you, just to come round the hill all your lifetime, once a day even, you will get your moksha automatically like. This is what he had told. And a person came to Ramana, he said, sir, I got a lot to discuss with you, I got a lot of problems. He said, look here, this group of people are going for a parikrama, for an perambulation of the mountain. You go along with them and come back, I will give you enough time, we can discuss. He went along and came back after about 3 hours. He was sitting. He never talked. Suddenly Ramana, hey, what about your questions? He laughed, he said, they have all disappeared, sir, in this perambulation. This is what happened. So, scientifically, spiritually, somehow it is my own personal experience that I found that Arunachala is far more helpful to a normal man in the modern days than any. I have seen a number of young boys coming. Yesterday, one Dr. Santosh came. He is there in the micro or somewhere, he is a company doctor. He wanted to stay with me yesterday night, he stayed throughout the night, early morning, 4:30 he left. Throughout the night he was talking. He used to come to Ramanashrami a lot, young fellow, he is not married. Similarly, there is one Arjun Warrior. He used to come all the way, he is a chartered accountant, he has not gone for any job in the 3 years. All his people, his younger brother, elder brother, 2 elder brothers, his father, his grandfather, they are all chartered accountant, they are running their own company. This fellow does not want to be with them and he is coming every week to Arunachala. He is spending time. What do these young men find? They are sitting in that meditation hall where Bhagavan Ramana had lived for 32 years, and then they find something which they have never come across in their life, a sort of a peace or whatever it is like, and they are all agog with interest to gain more of those experiences. They are very often they are going there, their mothers are distracted. This Santosh mother came day first day. She was feeling it was high time he should marry. This is what is happening. So that place is something which is astonishingly stupendous in its spiritual powers. It can elevate everybody. There is even a Jada can become a Chaitanya there. That's what I feel like.
Swamiji, I want you to close it with 2 stories. One is the story of Janaka and Ashtavakra, where Janaka is meditating. And the other is the Jalebi story of Kashi.
Yes. You want them?
Yes, Swamiji.
I'll start with the Jalebi story because let us start with sweet. See, what happens is, it is told in our scriptures. Jitam Jagat Yena Jitahi Jihva. A man who has controlled his tongue in both its aspects. One is the taste and another is talking. He has conquered the entire world. When Mahaprabhu Chaitanya wanted to take sannyas at the age of 28, his second wife Vishnupriya was there. He goes to Keshava Bharati and he tells him, hey, you are a young man, how can you have vairagya? He said, you test me. Come on, stick your tongue out. He put some glucose. He waited for 15 minutes, not one granule dissolved. He said, yes, you are fit. So, there was a Swamiji in Uttarkashi. He was an old man. He was respected by all. He was living near Ujjaili, one of the places there. And it was Diwali time, Deepavali. So, there was only in those days, even though it is a district quarters, Uttarkashi, in the Himalayas, on the way to Gangotri, there was only one halwai shop. So, he extended into 3 big shops the previous day. So, all the sweets were all made and he had 3 big sons. So, all of them were manning them and this Swamiji came over there. Then all the sons as well as the father, they invited him, Swamiji, you can do some boni, please have anything you like. So, it is all at the expense of the house. He said, no, I don't want anything. He was quietly standing. He was standing by the side of the first shop where the jalebis were all beautifully arranged in a conical manner. Some 10, above them some 8, above them some 6, like that in a conical manner they were arranged. Suddenly all these people, including the customers, several customers had come, because in the north they don't prepare any sweets at home. For Deepavali all are only purchased from the shops. Suddenly they were all horrified to see this Swamiji. He was sticking his tongue out and he was licking all the jalebis from the lowest layer to the top. My Lord, who will purchase things and the Mysore pak is adjacent to it, is touching the jalebi, and who will take this jutan which is polluted by the mouth of a person? The fellows came and bet him black and blue, this old man, till he was lying unconscious like, and then they had to take them away and prepare afresh and all these problems. This Swamiji slowly crawled away to his cottage just nearby. People couldn't believe their ears, because in all these years they have known him, there is nobody so austere like that Swamiji. One old Swamiji who was his good friend, he ventured to go the next day to his kutia. He saw he was lying down. So, he first prepared tea. See, he didn't ask him about the incident. First he prepared tea, gave him, he took the tea, and then he asked, Swamiji, I am unable to believe. I think there is something else to it. Can you tell me actually what happened? He says, no, it happened in the way it is told. I didn't lick the entire thing. But the fact was, I had conquered all my senses. But there was only one vasana which is very strong, one latent tendency, my attraction to jalebis. Wherever the jalebi was, I will not look at anything else, my eyes will be only at the jalebi. I have told my mind several times, my mind was not prepared to heed me. So, I said I have to teach a lesson. So, yesterday the beating I got, it is sufficient. Now, not only jalebi, whenever I begin with the term G, immediately the entire body shakes, mind says, no, I won't go near that. So, this is the only way I could teach it. I am very happy, don't worry, I will become okay within a few days' time. So, this is one. Yes. The other story was?
Janaka and Ashtavakra.
Janaka and Ashtavakra. You see, Janaka was a king, he was known as Videha. Videha means he had no body sense at all. She was already at a higher level of, in fact, according to the Mahabharata, the one who became the first monk was Janaka. His guru was Yagyavalkya, who was a family man at that time. So, he goes round him after taking his, and then he goes and sits. He takes bhiksha in that Mithila Nagari. his wife comes and shouts, there are shlokas, is there nobody in this Mithila Nagari who can go and take his kamandalu and shatter it to pieces? There is a shloka like this there. So, that high level. And he was Shishya of Yagyavalkya who told him, you do Ahangraha Upasana. Ahangraha Upasana means Aham Brahmasmi, I am that supreme being, I am that supreme self. So, concentrate on it and go on telling it also. See, there are two sects. One believe in telling Aham Brahmasmi. The other one says you should be as Brahman, don't tell Aham Brahmasmi anyway. Whatever it is, he was telling Aham Brahmasmi. So, he wanted to do the practice. He went to the Ganges. He found out a sheltered place, a remote place on the banks. He sat there and he was telling, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi. Just at that time, a great sage called Ashtavakra, who was bent in 8 places due to the curse of his father, who could wiggle and waggle, see, he can't walk straight even. He was going by that side. When he heard Janaka, he said, what a pity, he is the right candidate to realize the Lord. He is just right, but why is he wasting his time like? He has not been taught properly, he has not understood properly. It is not the fault of the Guru, it is the fault of the Shishya. He goes to him, he goes very near to him. He has a staff, he has a stick, he has a kamandalu in his hand. He began to shout, this kamandalu is mine, this danda is mine, mama dandaha, mama kamandalu, mama dandaha, mama kamandalu. Janaka said, why this old man should choose this very place? So he moved to another end. It was continuing. This old man didn't leave. He went there, again he began to shout, this kamandalu is mine, this danda is mine. Now, Janaka couldn't tolerate. He said, oh revered old man, please come here. Look here, the kamandalu is yours, the danda is yours. Nobody disputes it. Why are you shouting about it? Then he quipped back, my dear Janaka, does it not apply to you? You are the Brahman. Why are you shouting Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi? You are the Brahman. Nobody disputes it. Nobody can. He understood. Be the Brahman and don't shout, I am Brahman. That's all.
Pujya Swamiji, thank you is a very small word for the amount of knowledge you have given us. On behalf of all our viewers, we seek your blessings and our humble pranams to you.
All the blessings of the Lord on the entire world. Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu. And thanks to you. Hari Om. You know what is Hari Om? Hari Home. Hari Om. This is not your home. Yad Vishnu Paramam Padam. That is the home. What are you doing here? Don't hurry. Hurry to hurry.